BT's Business Report is sponsored by Dynamic Funds.
Time now for business news. Mike Epple is off, so we welcome Chris McCusker. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you, too. Hope you had a good weekend.
It was way too short, but that's always the case, right?
They all are. They all are. Even the long ones.
Just not enough hours in the day.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, hope you caught up on some sleep since you're up early this morning. We know that, I feel like a broken record saying this, you might too. So TSX, record high, starting the day at a record high again. And I mean, it's a broken record, but it's a good thing, right?
It certainly is, Tammy, and it's actually Bay Street's on its longest winning streak since 1985.
Wow.
Remember 1985?
I was going to say how old I was, and then everyone's going to think I'm an old lady. Yeah, but I was a kid. I was a baby.
It was a long time ago. Let's just put it that way. So trying for a 14th straight winning day today, and we're going to get a Bank of Canada announcement on Wednesday as well. So that's something investors are sort of looking towards as we move through this week. As far as Bay Street goes as well, again, trying for that 14th. Oh, yes, I'll also mention it's at a record. So that's another thing. So the Treasury Secretary in the U.S. said over the weekend she thinks inflation is going to start to cool off in the second half of next year. We shall see. That, of course, has been a concern for investors over the last little while. Although, you know, it's higher compared to this time last year, it's not really a fair comparison. We are also learning this morning that PayPal is not interested in buying Pinterest. So this ends days of speculation. The San Jose, California company saying in a one-sentence statement that it approached Pinterest about a potential deal valued at $45 billion and now says it is not interested in pursuing a deal at this time. I think that's probably key. At this time.
At this time. $45 billion for Pinterest.
Yes, yes.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
I know.
Okay, well, we'll see how that goes. Facebook. So earnings is set to be reported from Facebook during a week when we're going to hear a little bit more potentially about a branding change.
Yes, and so there's the name change. There's this whistleblower who's speaking in the UK today to lawmakers overseas. And Frances Haugen, who already spoke to U.S. lawmakers earlier this month, of course, is the one who triggered the crisis, basically, at the social media company by releasing tens of thousands of documents detailing the company's failure to protect users from harm, most notably teenagers. Facebook has been dealing with other issues, that recent outage and ongoing problems around fake news and misinformation. We also learned on Friday about another potential problem. Snap actually citing concerns about ad revenue because of changes made by Apple. So that's not going to affect Facebook's earnings report when it reports after the closing bell today. But going forward, that could actually be a problem for several social media companies. So a lot of turmoil, let's say, around Facebook.
Right, and we'll see what Apple says in reaction or does in reaction, right, with that.
Yes.
And lastly, at the box office, so Dune, we spoke about the movie a lot last week. It looks really good. Apparently, a lot of people thought so, too.
Yeah, and I've actually heard from people who are very into this stuff that you need to see it in the theater, preferably in IMAX. So it's not surprising to hear that people went to the theater to see this movie this weekend. $40 million in ticket sales in the opening weekend in North America. Now, it was also available to stream, so this is somewhat noteworthy. Denis Villeneuve, the Canadian filmmaker behind this potential blockbuster, I guess we'll see how it plays out. So for now, the $165 million budgeted Dune marks the best opening day for any of the studio's hybrid releases. So that surpassed $31.7 billion in the debut for Godzilla versus Kong back in March. Dune, of course, this is the second big screen attempt to adapt Frank Herbert's 1965 classic, following David Lynch's, some would say, much derided 1984 version.
This one, yeah, well, I can't wait to actually see this one. I do want to see this. I don't remember the 1984 version because I was a baby once again. It was a little one.
Well, apparently you need to see it in IMAX, Tammy. So
okay,
there you go.
Okay, so
that's my tip from all the those in the know.
All right, good to know. All right, Chris, thank you so much. We'll see you again soon.